So I'm here today at the Lake County Fair in Painseville, Ohio, 2025, to document the fair and search for the ultimate knockoff, cheap souvenir or prize from the fair. So let's park the car. It's a gorgeous day. We're going to get out and walk. It's like 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Spectacular day. It's nice and early. It's the first day of the fair. Checking it out. Look at that truck. Like a Dodge water truck. Look at this horse. I tell you what, when you see horses pulling things, you're at the county fair, right? Lucky number 4. So this fair is steeped in tradition. It's 175 years old. Hosted in Painseville, Ohio. We're in, folks. It's official. Painsville is the county seat. This fair first started in 1850. So now we're going to document this fair. We're going to walk around. So all these carnival prizes, folks, in the future, if you're watching this in the year, 2050, all those valuable items that you have and collect, they come from the fair. This is like the unofficial merch place. This is like the good stuff, the gray market. Look at all this great stuff. So, if you want to know in the future where your, stoned Rastafarian plush bananas came from, bam, 2025 fairs. Look at that. There you go. All kinds of stuff. Now, there's merch stands of actual, just legitimate, fair merch. And there's actual, of course, carnival prizes, right? We have carnival prizes and carnival merch. Sometimes the lines blur, but the carnival merch, it's kind of, you see it. I mean, you can see what's happening here. These hats are really common. Ponchos kind of stuff, like poncho pullover stuff, hoodies. Whereas the carnival prizes are more like a lot of blow-up stuff now, like blow-up aliens, almost like a pool toy, you know what I mean? Like a blow-up, like giant hammer, stuff like that.
No thanks. No thanks.
I know. I mean, think about things that are valuable. You antique and vintage collectors out there, like Carnival glass. That was carnival prizes in the 1920s and earlier. That colorful glass. Look at that. And then chalkware prizes, chalkware little sculptures. Those are valuable and collectible nowadays from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. And then when I was a kid, they would get like in the 80s and 90s, they would get glass Coke and Pepsi bottles, then melt them and stretch them out really far. It's like 2 feet, 3 feet. 2 feet, and then fill them with I think just a colorful liquid, and that was the prize. And you were happy, but your parents were pissed. It's like, oh, great, I got this freaking stretch out glass object full of God knows what with green liquid, and they always would disappear. So, and Simpsons bootleg T-shirts, because back in the late 80s, everyone wanted a Simpsons T-shirt, so the carnival folk just bootlegged them, and those were the prizes. And those are valuable and sought after nowadays, right? Bootleg, carnival, Simpsons T-shirts. They came from the carnivals, right? We got various stands, stuff here. There's, of course, classic, cuisine, carnival cuisine, nuggets, and the like. It's early now. I mean, keep in mind, this just opened. The fair always looks more magical at night, right? Music Express. That's a good one. They blast classic hits. It goes around in circles. Popcorn or something. Candy, or what was that? Cotton candy. There you go. And then there's some stuff up here. Let's see. I got to come back at night and do a night version, because it just looks so... Now look at this. Can you ride this ride? You gotta make sure you're tall enough to ride it. You're a little kid. Well, like the painted detailing of that alligator. And I tell you what, some of these rides have been here since I was a kid. Like that thing on the right. It's good though. You know what I mean? I think, is that a merch stand? I think it's a game stand. Look at this. Look at the rims. That is awesome. I love the paint. I think that was a ride when I was a kid in the early 80s. I'm serious. There's a Mustang back there. But that's great. It's built to last. It looks awesome. That's seriously early 80s. I bet. That's great. A lot of these things aren't up and running yet because it's just too early. Let's see what else we got. Fried veggies, fried pickles. That's something I can get down with. Now this is like a tent, a blow-up tent that folks play laser tag. I'm assuming there's like a maze inside. Livestock, here we go. Here we go. There's pigs, yes. Cows, look at these things. Massive, beautiful creatures. Look at those. Man, they're so big. I gotta Instagram reels in my feed of people getting kicked by cows in India, and I don't know how they can walk away from something like that. It's devastating. Look at the pigs. Don't worry, folks, they're married. Look at a couple sleeping away. How blissful, right? Pigs, hot pigs, a pen. Pigs are always sleeping. Look at how big the cows are. Man. Huge creatures. See people like getting hit, like running the bulls by a cow. You see a human versus cow, like you have inertia. It's ridiculous for a bull. That guy. I once had a pet pig, very briefly. My ex-girlfriend brought home a pig all of a sudden, a Vietnamese potbelly pig. It's like surprise, and kept it for a little bit. It was small, the size of a football, and it's smart. It learned quickly. But it was a pig, so I remember one day I had a bowl of soup on the ground, just really quick, like temporarily. The pig ran and jumped in it, like it was like a mud bath, and then made the squealing sound. So eventually we had to get rid of it. Our place was way too small. We couldn't, host a pig. So she gave it to her uncle. Then it disappeared or ran away, which meant they ate it. Oh, look at the sheep. Look at the innocence, the blissful innocence. Oh, I think they got a haircut, right? The wool. Then get like a haircut. They probably feel good. It's pretty hot in here. Sleeping. I want to at some point in my life own a sheep, hey buddy, or a goat, or a lamb. What's lamb? Goat. And here are the goats. Now my Chinese zodiac sign is a goat. Look at these things. Now I've also seen a lot of Instagram reels of people getting rammed by goats or rams. That looks painful as well. But I think if you had a small goat, like one or two that are small, like schnauzer, like good size, like a miniature schnauzer-sized goat. That's a good-sized goat. If it rammed your leg, you walk away from it, you'd probably be hurt and stuff, but it wouldn't be like a full body check. Like I've seen some videos where folks are just flying, like kung fu videos. And that's just got to be brutal, and that's just got to be devastating. Look at that. And their eyes are quite interesting. Goats have like sideways triangle pupils. I'm not familiar with the goat. Their characteristics. I learned a lot about chickens when I had my chickens, but goats and their behavior and all that stuff, I don't know. These are dairy cows. Now, for those keeping score at home, this dairy cow, this barn we're in is also where the flea market is hosted throughout the year. If you want to ask a flea market seller what day they loathe or hate the most, it's the day they have to move all their stuff out to accommodate these heifers. That's right. So imagine having like a year of just like boxes of just old magazines and clay pots and stuff you're selling. It's like tons of it. You accumulate over the year. You got to move it all out. And that day happens to be the hottest day of the year every year. It's always like 95 degrees. Ooh, we got some merch. Some Lake County Fair merch. Oh, these are great. The old school gummy erasers. The pink, that's old school. That could be the knockoff. Well, it's not knockoff, though, but that could be like one of the cheap souvenirs of the day. It's very fair-esque, carnival-esque. I had an uncle that had a dairy farm once. It was awesome. Out in Arkansas. We only went there once, but that was an experience. Oh, look at these two. Oh, little baby calves. Look how cute they are. This is where I buy like vintage, like antique bottles right there in that zone where they're sleeping. It's a guy that sells bottles there sometimes. All right, now we're in the horse. Oh, the horses. Now these are magnificent creatures. I tell you what, you can see why people just fall in love with these animals. It's more than a hobby. Horse racing is the sport of kings, right? I mean, hey, buddy. Funnel cakes. Wow, so pretty. You ever go to the fair and play What's Your Favorite Horse? Or pick your favorite horse? When I was a kid, I used to like the gray horses. I like the white one, like a what was it, like the horse in Neverending Story. The really sad part, man. And then I'd be like, all right, I'm going classic. I'm going full like just like chocolate brown. And I'm not a horse person, obviously, but the color is just like, wow. That one looks kind of sad. Probably stressed out. Little buddy. Out of his element. But yeah, it's fun to go to the fair and play What's Your Favorite Horse, right? I still do that. Let's see. Oh, look at this one. It's a little horse. Look at this. He's got a sack full of hay. Yeah. A little horse could be funny. Is that a pony? No, that's probably. I have no idea. I've sold a few saddles in my antique and vintage store, and I had to study those before I sold them. Aw. Wow, you can just feel the power of this animal just by doing that, gently caressing their forehead. So pretty. All right, what's next? Oh, fan favorite. The bunnies and the rabbits. I'm not sure if there's any hares here. There's so many varieties. Look at these. They're so cute. Fun to play What's Your Favorite Bunny, right? At the fair. Look at that one. So luxurious looking. So this is probably a fitting time to tell the rabbit head story. So I started seeing this girl, and this is Shanghai, China. And she's like, well, on our first date, we'll go to this restaurant my friend just opened in town, and we'll try it out. I'm like, oh, cool. Meet you there at 9:30. Okay, great. Show up. And I can read enough Chinese. I'm like, oh. I go in. Everyone's sitting down. It's busy. There's big bowls coming out. Piping hot braised rabbit head. It's to the toe, like cow to the toe. Man. So there's my date, like just chopping down this braised rabbit head. Like, oh, here you go, EJ, eat. It's spicy. That's back when I ate meat. Super spicy. But it's just like, you're looking at this, this rabbit head. You know what I mean? There's no fur, but there you go. They're so pretty and cute. Look at them. All blissfully, naively innocent. Look at the pretty fur. Wow. You always want to take a rabbit home with you, don't you? You can also play, pick your favorite rabbit or bunny at the fair. It's hard to pick a favorite. These little fluff balls. Look at that. So many varieties. It's amazing. Guinea pigs. There you go. I had a guinea pig as a kid. Me and my brother. Smokey. Smokey was gray and salt and peppery kind of color. Brilliant animals. All right, chickens. I'm a chicken guy. We had black astrolorps. They were almost like family pets. They're extremely smart. I couldn't believe how they're affectionate. They know their name. They know your voice. They want to sit in your lap and pet them. They're really clean, too. We once had to bathe our chicken. They're always out in the yard, you know what I mean? We got a big, like galvanized tub of water. See, look at that, the watchful eye of a rooster. It's a pretty bird. And I put the hen in there, expecting the water to turn like brown, like if your dog's in the yard for a day or two or whatever, or an hour. The water will just get like brown, like chocolate milk brown, right? But the chicken, no, it was the clean water. They keep themselves very clean. They like to be held and pet under their chin. It's a beatnik chicken. Beatnik. Now, this hen is cleaning themselves. They do this, like dirt baths. It helps remove the parasites. They would tear up the grass and just flap around in the dirt. I like the hair. Look at that face. That's great. Now, I don't see any black astrolorps this year, unfortunately, or maybe they're not out yet. With chickens, you don't have to worry about the cold temperature. You have to worry about the heat. At least the black astrolorps, because they just absorb the sun. They gotta have shade. Wow, look at that pretty rooster. Roosters are man. They get some amazing colors. And I mean, you want to know what a T-Rex tasted like? Like chicken. I'm sure the T-Rex had dark meat and white meat. That line of dinosaurs. Speaking of dinosaurs, look at these things. The raptors became today's like birds. The long-necked dinosaurs died out. But look at these things. If you took away the feathers, look at these turkeys. They'd be a freaking dinosaur. Look at the beak and these claws. They're as big as my hand, practically. Formidable. Look at these turkeys. I've never had a turkey before, but look at how big. Look at these. That's a large animal. Look at that face. Look at those colors. Wow. Like Van Gogh. Reminds me of Van Gogh. All flapping and honking around. Look at that. Ooh, the blue and the pink. But that looks kind of scary. If it's pissed off. The chickens are light. You know, you can pick up a chicken and walk away with it. Look at these little claws. These turkeys. And they always look pissed off. You know what I mean? Look at the foot. Look at that claw. That's a dinosaur, folks. Seriously. Wake up. Wake up. It's a dinosaur. All right, so we're going to keep walking around. Now, on the other side, there is waterfowl, our ducks and geese. And then we're going to keep looking for that Souvenir, the ultimate knockoff, cheap, wacky, whatever it's going to be. We'll find it. Wow, look at that. Is that a goose or a duck? Pretty bird. You got little pools there. They're all in the shade because it's hot, you know. Oh, that's like your quintessential duck. Look at that. Bright yellow beak. Oh, man, that's a pretty bird. We don't have those kind of ducks wild in my area. We have mallards and Canadian geese. I'm not sure what kind of ducks these are. Ducks really popular in China. Dark meat's way more popular in China than white meat, typically. Some really good Beijing restaurants. Man. All right, so gotta focus on the other mission, which is capture or find the best cheap, knockoff, weird souvenir that could encapsulate the 2025 Lake County Fair. It's going to be good. We're going to find it. So stick around for part 2 and see what that item will be. Thanks for checking in.